And now, the Honourable Leader of the Third Party.
Thank you.
Hear, hear.
Mr. Speaker, the Auditor General report points out that vulnerable Albertans on AISH are not readily able to access the supports they need when they need them. And we know, Mr. Speaker, the government sometimes under fire will blame the previous government. But today, I'd like to solve a problem. To the Premier, the AISH backlog is getting worse, and as legislators, this should concern all of us deeply.
Absolutely.
I know your government accepted the recommendations in the report, but what is your government doing today to address this serious issue?
Good question.
Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much to the member for the important question. We share the concerns that were highlighted by the Office of the Auditor General, and like the member opposite, we're committed to making sure that we are addressing those as we move forward. So we've invested an additional $28.3 million in AISH to ensure that increased number of Albertans who need the support can access it, Mr. Speaker. This is something that is a complex matter, but investing that $28.3 million is going to help make some of the issues that we're encountering far less cumbersome for the individuals who are trying to support those families and the citizens who rely on AISH to make sure that they can have a good quality of life, Mr. Speaker.
First supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We know that AISH clients are some of the most vulnerable in our community, and we know that the measure of a society is how we look after our most vulnerable, and I think we can do better.
Agreed.
To the Premier, one of the Auditor General's recommendations was to improve reporting on efficiency and improve how we measure and monitor the process. Are you satisfied with your government's work on this front to ensure that no Albertans on AISH are slipping through the cracks?
Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the question. I just want to reiterate something that my colleague from St. Albert raised earlier, and that's the importance in having language that's inclusive and reaching out a hand towards people who are the most underemployed and certainly have a lot of potential to bring about in benefiting Albertans. And that's one of the reasons why we're establishing a working group to build on the Auditor General's recommendations. It will be reporting back before the end of the year, and it's definitely going to be solution-focused, and we'll welcome contributions from all members of this House to help us find solutions, because this is a matter of great importance to us.
Honourable Premier.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. Premier, I sent a file to your Health or your Human Services Minister. An Albertan in need received cancer treatment as a child, and that treatment left this Albertan permanently unable to earn a living. Therefore, he was approved for AISH. He subsequently married a woman with an income level that took away the AISH benefits. Now, the marriage is gone now, the medical condition hasn't changed, and the Albertan needs those AISH benefits back. Premier, will you work with your Human Services Minister and see if you can get this Albertan the AISH support that he so rightly needs and has been approved for before? Please, so he doesn't suffer.
Thank you very much for the important question. We will be happy to have the Office of the Minister of Human Services follow up with the individual that's been identified and do our best to come up with a solution that works for everyone. Mr. Speaker, that's why we're really proud of the increase of $28.3 million to the AISH line item, and we're also proud that we didn't move forward with proposed cuts of $2 billion to operations in Alberta. We know that it's important to have stability and long-term investments, so we're happy to work in collaboration to help address the matter that was just raised with us, Mr. Speaker.